So in the previous video we covered momentum extreme. In this one we're going to be covering the last indicator in the piphunter series, and that's the most in-depth one, and that's piphunter baseline overlay. So let's get into it. Piphunter baseline overlay, according to TradingView, has the most likes of any of the piphunter indicators. And there is a lot to look at. We're currently just going to go through each item and we'll break it down piece by piece. You'll start with the little dots on the bottom. So if you've ever traded a Lakers system, which is a 2 and 7 exponential moving average, then this is what the red and green dots are showing you. These are multi-time frame based, so if I can scroll down here, you can see that you can pick a time frame for them. So I'm going to quickly set them to the 1 day. And you can see that when the 2 and 7 moving average would cross, as per a Lakers system, you would get the little signal pop up. This is useful when you're on like a 5-minute chart and you want like probably a 1 hour or a 4 hour, so you can scalp with them. So you can see that from here we could take little scalp sells, from here we're taking little scalp buys, so on and so forth, and you will get some times like this, but that's to be expected when you have news swings and stuff. So that is the bottom dots. We're going to now get rid of those and we're going to move on to the next part. Next we're going to cover these uptrend and downtrend labels because they're tied. So the uptrend and downtrend labels are related to their own Tema ribbon. So you can see this ribbon through here that's very, very square is called a Tema cloud. This Tema cloud, which now I've gone to a high time frame, is invisible pretty much, also can be used with up and downtrend markers. You type in the number of minutes you want it, and obviously if you want daily you would put a capital D, if you want weekly you want a capital W, and if you want monthly you would put a capital M. So now we're on the 1 hour chart. I'm going to set it to a 720 minute marker. You see that every time the Tema would have crossed, you would get a little uptrend or a downtrend, uptrend and a downtrend, uptrend and a downtrend as required. So now we can remove that from the chart. We'll go on to the next thing. Where are they? This one and this one. Next thing we'll cover is this top bar. So this top bar is a commodity channel index, which also has a chop filter and a couple of other things built in. It's good for determining the overall trend. So you can see that here it's a bearish trend, here it's a bullish trend, here it's a bearish trend, and then when markets are choppy, the squares go dull, and when you have considerable movement and markets are not choppy, you have the brightly coloured squares. So you can see that right here, markets started moving confidently, you had bright coloured squares. When it was sitting within this area, which is just here, you can see that we had very dull squares, and that's again a sign of chop. And again, through all of here, you had a flip of a trend where it went from green to red, red to green to red to green to red. But because there was no significant movement, it stayed as a choppy, dull colour. You see that we had some more movement here, and that's where we got the colours from. And again, through here, you have a lot of colour because there was less chop. So now we can remove that, and we can go on to the next bit. Next up, we have candle colours. The candle colours are set individually. They are built off of a modified RSI, so when it's between 50 and 70 it would be green, 70 and above is black, white is 30 and below, and red is 30 to 50. Very simply explained, that is literally all they do. Then we have the flags. Flags are fractal based and are there for just take profits in a trend. So you see that in bearish trends we get little bearish flags, and in bullish trends you get little bullish flags, just so that you know the trend is dying. We have this plus. The plus is just an up and down trend marker. It's all it's there for. It's just another trend marking feature. Some people like them, some people don't, but they're there to play with. We have all of your fractalized higher highs, lower lows, and market structure plotting, so you can see that it's drawing all of our supports and resistances and our Fibonacci. There is a 50 line that is omitted because we determined via hard calculation that the 50 is the least respected, so we just removed it. But you can see all of the lower lows, higher highs are still there. They aren't printed live. They're going to they are the one thing that is printed in retrospect, so in maybe 5-10 candles time you'll know that a lower low gets printed here, providing it doesn't break any lower. So if I now remove all of those, let's make it nice and clean to see, get rid of the levels, and we're going to get rid of the actual fib itself. Now we're really starting to get down into it. We've got the main cloud. The main cloud is the first box in here, so you can just change it. It's literally just a moving average cloud if you want to use it. Some people want to use it so they can keep a general track of a longer term trend or a shorter term trend, but it's entirely up to you. It's these three plots, those two, and this one right here. Then we have a modified Bill Williams alligator, which is this 3 ribbon, and that can be modified for time frame as well. So if you're wanting to know what a higher time frame Bill Williams alligator looks like, and this is offset corrected as well, I should add, then you'll be able to see what it looks like on different time frames. You can get some effective dynamic support and resistance from it. You see that you do get some relatively consistent bounces from it. Now if we remove that, then we can go on to the next part. And then we have the Tema ribbon itself. This is the on-chart Tema ribbon as opposed to the up and downtrend labels, and they can be adjusted from this box right here. If I set it to 1 day, you'll see that it can suddenly get very blocky. Again, you can use it just for a trend guide, or you can use it as dynamic support and resistance. Both are perfectly viable. There are some relatively good scalping methods where we can sit and watch for bounces off of the Tema ribbons. It's a perfectly viable way of using them if you're not just using them for a generalized trend. I always tend to find that I want to be around 3 times or 6 times the current time frame. Just so 3 times you get a nice close ribbon, which allows you to set stop losses and keep a very close eye on trend. And then if I was to go to like 6 times, it gets a little bit wider, but without being too large onto the chart. So now we can remove that and go on to the next couple of pieces. So that's this plot, this one, and this one. We do also have the stars on our chart. Our stars are twin range filter based, and they're adjusted to be like a happy medium. They're not so sensitive as to constantly be giving signals back and forth, but they also try to be reactive enough that we can catch some form of trend. And you can see that we've struck sort of a happy medium where it's giving a good amount of points of interest, but without giving too much. You do get a little bit harassed in heavy consolidation, but that's kind of what the rest of your method should be there to help analyze, just so that you don't get eaten alive. But again, very useful for trends, especially sometimes you'll get trends like this where it pulls up a little bit and then continue, and you will often get another star somewhere here, and then you'd get the next star here to know when to continue. In scenarios like that, it is very, very useful. So other than that, that is all piphunter. Actually no, there's one more secret hidden feature. The secret hidden feature is the chaos channel. You have to go and turn a setting on for it, but then it will give you the fractalized breakouts, and then you can determine a breakout and catch your breakout moves. So for instance, you can catch a breakout off this to wherever it ends up. You could catch this breakout, you could go and catch a breakout here, so on and so forth. Again, you do need to confirm it with the rest of your method, but you do get fractalized bands for breakouts, and that is the last part of piphunter baseline overlay to cover. So I will say thank you for watching. This has been a short series of, I think, 9 videos covering each of the piphunter indicators. I hope you've learned something and have enjoyed watching, and I'll see you all in the next videos.